Hey everyone, today's video we are going over one really great exercise that you can try from home for your tight hip flexors. It's about getting the belly wall to work a little bit better so those hip flexors can relax. My name is Dawn, this is Sebastian. We work at Performance Place Sports Care and we're the locally world famous chiropractors here.
Locally world famous.
Was that a voice crack?
Yeah, I'm going through it.
I'm going through it. All right, guys, we're gonna get right into the exercise. I'm gonna talk a little bit about what hip flexor tightness feels like. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it can be different on some people. So we're talking about the front of the hip here, okay? There's a muscle there that you can kind of push into. It might be tender to the touch a little bit. Most of the times people will describe it as some burning pain, some sharp shooting pain, could be achy and sore. Happens a lot of times when you're sitting for long periods of time and you stand up to go walking, they can feel tight. Sometimes you'll feel it with squatting or after exercise. They might just feel like they're always active, always on, weak, and you need to strengthen them, but you've strengthened them and they're not getting any better. These are the types of things that we hear in this office. So go ahead.
And with the, do people also feel any back pain or like other stuff with it too?
Sometimes, yeah, you can have just that, but other times we see that there might be some back pain associated with it because the muscles do attach up to the low back area, or there might be some compensating patterns that are occurring. Other times you might feel some like groin pain pinchiness that goes down into the crease of the hip there. Might even go as far as the inner thigh too.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing that when people have chronic hip flexor tightness, there's really not a positive MRI or ultrasound that's found, and so they're often told just to rest it, and then they go back into activity and it comes back again. So we're going to show you a great exercise which can help out to take workload away from it in the case of an overuse problem.
Cool. Show 'em.
I'll be the model.
Beautiful. Lay on your belly for me. Elbows right under the shoulders. So how do we turn the hip flexors off a little bit? We're going to get the belly wall working a little bit better. So what I want you to start with is push me up right here in between your shoulder blades. He's using his elbows through the floor to do that. And we're going to work our way down the spine here so that we don't get the hip flexors working. So a little bit lower, push me up. Get a little bit lower, push me up. And then take a little break and relax. Let's go through that again. Up top here, little lower, and let's go a little lower from there this time. Perfect. Hold, breathe. Take a little break. One more time. Go ahead.
Is this supposed to be hard?
It's called a hard plank for a reason, yes. Go ahead. Here, kind of like a nice little snake roll down the spine. One more time up through here. Pause. Good. And down. Okay, on the next one, hold at the top. There we go. Hold right there. And I want you to pretend like it's been raining and you're accumulating a puddle of water right here. Can you spill it down your butt crack? There we go. We're getting a nice little bit of a round in the low back here. Where do you feel this?
I feel my belly, like a lot of belly.
Perfect. That's exactly what. Do you feel your hip flexors at all?
No, but I feel my car alarm out there.
Is that yours?
No.
Okay. Awesome. Last one. Up again. Spine roll all the way through. Good. Spill the water off the backside. Beautiful. Take some big old breaths, so much so that everybody at home can see you breathing through your low back here. Awesome job. And then take a little break. So what you want to do, you might notice in the beginning with this that your hip flexors might work a little bit. That's okay. Maybe get to the point where you don't feel them and pause and keep working yourself through that roll. Eventually you're going to start to feel that belly working, and then you may not even notice that the hip flexors are on at all. Do this to a pretty challenging amount. We're not the type of office that's like 3 sets of 10 and see how it goes. Find a challenging amount, feel pretty darn fatigued into the belly, and then get up and test your hip flexors again. See how that feels.
Oh, by the way, and so this is a core one you said, right? Is it okay, maybe I could just do crunches and V-ups, like that's what I've already been doing?
Not necessarily, because sometimes we may notice that all these other exercises to strengthen the core, you can't get your hip flexors to turn off, or they may feel sore afterwards. So I see with this exercise that most of the time people don't feel their hip flexors in it at all. They have no choice but to feel their belly. Can you at home, or show them at home what we don't want to see in this position? Perfect. We don't want to accumulate a lot of rainwater in the low back there. Where do you feel that at?
Yeah, I feel that in my back.
You might feel it in your back, and some people might actually feel their hip flexors with that too because he's in hip flexion. So one more time the proper way. And there we go, big old breaths. So try this at home. Get up, retest your squat, retest your whatever it is at home that you notice your hip flexor tightness with. And maybe start to build this into your day-to-day routine and see how it goes.
Yeah. You know, I've had a lot of people, when we're teaching that exercise, a lot of the virtuals especially, they actually, when we call it a hard plank, they go to a plank as a default. So a lot of people do end up doing planks, but as you can see, for me, I don't think I'm a slouch, but that was really hard. And so is there any value of maybe moving that hard plank into a full plank later?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't typically do that with people. There's not really any necessary, or there's no need to. If that's a goal of somebody's to be able to do a full plank and feel the belly work, we could totally work on that, but it's not necessary.
Yeah. And so just food for thought for later, because a lot of times this is not the only exercise we give people. A lot of times there's more. And so essentially a hard plank becomes a push-up.
Transfer it into whatever movements we need to. Yep. Force the body to adapt.
Yep. So if you guys are looking for help, we can help you virtually or in person. We also have a webinar in the corner, which, did you mention that already?
I did it.
Okay, there's a webinar in the corner which covers groin, hip pain. We cover things in details, both of us. If you guys want help, you can always find our link in the description below. We'll see you next time.